We don't have people freaking out, raiding shops when a base set booster pack that normally goes for $400 goes for $350. What I'm trying to say is that I feel like if the item was never listed for $30 and it stayed at 70 market price, then there would be no botting and there would be nobody who is going out and scalping. My friends, welcome back to the den. I got a lot to talk about today. We are going to be doing your week in Pokemon, but there is more to discuss. I have a lot of thoughts about some things that have happened recently, but we're gonna jump right into it with this one. So guys, today was the drop of an unexpected item. I mean, it was kind of expected, but not really. Most of us were expecting for the Destined Rivals ETB, and what we did get instead was the Prismatic Evolutions Super Premium Collection, which is not a bad thing to get, but the problem was that it was gone in probably 5 minutes. Now, me personally, I do have a day job. I can't keep my eye on all this stuff, so I did end up, missing out on this one. But here's the thing. I was aware of it within a couple minutes of it being dropped. Now, we're going to get into this whole aspect about me saying I was not aware when I just said that I was aware within 3 minutes. While that seems like not a lot of time, it is a lot of time, and we'll again get deeper into that in a little bit later in this video. But yeah, so I missed it. It is what it is. I wasn't super in love with this product. I think it's a fine product, but it's not a product that, really calls to me. It's something I'd like to have in my collection. But that's about it. If I missed it, I missed it. I'm not too worried about it. I'll probably end up picking up the single and calling it a day. But another thing that dropped yesterday was the Lily's Premium Tournament Collection. Now, this was an unexpected one as well. I saw this. I had an opportunity to purchase it. I chose to, pass on this one, but I hope that anybody who saw these had an opportunity to get it and did get it. And if not, my condolences. I kind of understand how you're feeling about it. But this really gets into, again, a further discussion. Oh, wow. That was weird. Sorry about that. My mic just decided to make a weird adjustment in the middle of the recording of this video. It kind of threw me off because suddenly my side tone kicked on. But anyways, so yeah, this is going to open up another discussion that I want to have. Again, this is going to be a heavy commentary type of video. Not much to talk about news, but one big thing that we did see is that over in Singapore, it does sound like the Pokemon Center is doing something a little bit unique, something that they're taking away from the LGSs, which is that now they're going and actually cutting the plastic off of sealed product. I understand the point of this. I get it. The idea is to stop flippers and people who resell the product. But ultimately, I feel like it really does damage the hobbyist. Because not everybody is a pack opener. A lot of people like to collect the sealed product, especially when it's something that you can barely get. Me personally, I would much rather have a sealed box, that I put in the closet somewhere. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's true. And then buy, booster bundles or 3-pack blisters or whatever I can find with the product. So them cutting it, I understand the premise. I just don't know if it's the right thing to do to fix the hobby, but it is an idea and I appreciate it. And from what I understand, this is only happening in Singapore. Now, there's also discussions about the vending machines. I can speak to this on a personal note. I did go to a vending machine that did get turned back on. And what happened is I went to go make a purchase. I purchased the item. I clicked it. I just, wanted to see how many I could get due to the limits. The limit was 1 item. So I can only buy 1. So I went ahead and purchased that 1 item. And what happened is once the thing was done, the item actually disappeared off the screen. It was no longer an item that I could, scroll through and pick again. It was gone. So this is the way that they're going to implement the fix on limiting, people just camping out and stuff. They're just literally removing the item from the screen altogether. I don't know how long it's going to take for it to turn back on and give you an opportunity to buy again. I assume a couple hours. But also, every employer who has these vending machines has pretty much been instructed to tell the people to, hey, grab your items and move on. You can't stay here all day. So it's a way that they're handling it, and I appreciate it. It gives everybody a chance to get a item, you know, and if you miss it, that's okay. Go try another day. I'm sure it'll be there, because this is a much more efficient way of spreading out the stuff. I like it. So the next story I want to talk about specifically is in regards to Safari Zone, some situations going on there. You know, Safari Zone is a large retailer, LGS, that sells online. Retailer wasn't the right word. You know what I mean. But basically, they sell the cards on their website for whatever the market price is most of the time. And you know, generally speaking, while not the best prices, they are relatively fair, but they are getting a lot of flack for this one, as well as the Super Premium Collection. But the booster box is sitting on their website for $350. Now, if I try to go find this thing, it's gone. It's actually not online. And there's a reason for that. I was in their Discord at the time of when the admin of the Discord basically said, hey, I'm going to post this up. And I'm going to let the bots eat it. And so the idea was that they would post it and there'd be a swarm of bots. I mean, we were talking like 1,000 to 2,000 bots live within 10 seconds. And the admin would then basically let it sell out, right? Now, the way that they're fighting the bots is by implementing a restocking fee. Obviously, $350 is an extremely high amount for this booster box. Most people are not willing to pay it, especially when this bad boy gets shipped and the prices begin to crumble as everyone starts flipping them and moving them, and all the boxes get injected into the market, as we always see with this stuff. As like 2 weeks in, it comes down and then it comes back up. It just is what it is. It's like clockwork. It always happens. So there's a lot of people who are unwilling to pay $350. However, they are using botting software, or they are using botting monitors, which then gives them the, oh crap, click, buy, right? And they do it like that. So the way that Safari Zone is handling this is they are charging a restocking fee, which means that every time that one of these things sells and then they return it, they're obviously going to get some of that sell directly back to them. And it's basically taking the money away from the bot. Is it the right way of doing it? Probably not. Is it a way of doing it? Yes. The question is, how much collateral damage is acceptable with this situation? You know, if you want to stop the bots, there has to be drastic measures taken. And some people are really upset with this. They're saying, hey, that's false advertising. You're basically doing a fraudulent purchase. And the argument is, no, they are going to buy the product. They are going to get the product. But if they choose to cancel, that's on them, right? So one of the arguments I got here was I saw this post and it says same person, same shop, and they're attacking them over the pricing of these products. And then I said, hey, I was in the Discord when this happened. It was designed, you know, for the bots to eat. They say, well, they can put a price threshold. I understand the price threshold argument. The question is somebody who is unaware of the market, a person who's going to magically show up into this, click buy within the 10 seconds that it's on? Is that someone who is just a casual consumer? Ask yourself that. Who's that person who's doing that? I don't think that's just, you know, some regular guy who wants to buy a product. No, I think that's somebody who has monitor bots, someone who, even I use monitor bots, because if you don't have it, you're kind of screwed. But they are the ones who basically purchase, you know, a monthly subscription to have access to this, and they don't have time to think. They buy because they have no time at all. You're going against thousands. So yes, the price is higher, and the Autobots probably won't buy it. But monitors of people who just say buy and say, I'll figure it out after, shoot first, ask questions later, they're the ones getting hurt from this. And it is a way of kind of punishing them. But is it, again, is this a collateral thing, or is this something to really just be like, hey, botting is a problem. We're going to fight back by making it to where if you purchase this and you want to cancel, it's going to cost you, right? And that might be a cost of business for people who do this. Maybe they, you know, factor that in. I don't know. The majority of people who are buying these products, honestly, realistically, are going to probably resell them on day one. That's just the truth. So here's where the hot take comes, and here's what I wanted to discuss with you guys. Is MSRP the correct way of handling these markets? Now, I want you to think about this, okay? If an item is in demand enough to be at $70, but it's priced at $30, is it appropriate to put it at $30? Or is that taking advantage of people? And this is the, stay with me, okay? Stay with me. Here's the problem. If everybody thinks, hey, I can get that item if I work hard enough for $30, and in this market, they're more than likely not going to get it. Is that an appropriate thing to do? And here's the thing also, if someone is able to take advantage of that kind of, you know, momentum and hype that's happening, saying I can get it for 30, I can get it for 30, I can get it for 30, and that keeps chugging along, eventually that person's going to get so frustrated, they're going to purchase the product for probably less than market price. Not market price, but the moment that they find something at 55 instead of 70, that's going to get gobbled up. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that I feel like if the item was never listed for $30 and it stayed at 70 market price, then there would be no botting and there would be nobody who's going out and scalping, okay? Because the item would be what it's worth. And if the market goes up, then the item should be put on the shelf for that much. I know that's a crazy idea, but what would end up happening is that the demand to flip would become zero and the demand of the products would come down. So therefore, the price would come down because who's going to be buying it? Actual consumers, right? Is the actual consumers willing to pay $70? No, but they are willing to pay $50. And if a botter or a scalper cannot get it for $30, but they can get it for $50, are they going to then buy it to flip it at $70? No, they're going to buy it at $50 and keep it at $50, and they're going to sit on it. Because if Target puts up the box for $70, where are they going to buy it from? How are they going to make a margin? They would have to have distributor access to get it at a lower price or work with somebody else. They would have to find a way that's more creative than just going to a website or a physical store and buying the product at that price, right? If you remove it as an option, then there is no way to make money in this hobby. It will ultimately remove the money out of the hobby entirely. It will then just mean that these little cards are worth what they're worth and not, you know, flipping for a profit and seeing how much that racks up. Because if somebody is able to flip this thing for 20 cents, the next guy is going to go, oh, well, then I can flip it for 20 cents, right? But if I purchase this for 20 cents at Walmart, I'm not going to flip it to somebody on TCG Player because it's 20 cents on TCG Player. So the hot take is my idea that will never be implemented, and I'll probably get hate for this, is basically what these markets should do, what Pokemon Center should do, is post it at a ridiculous TCG price. That's it. And what I think we'll do is it will begin to slowly trickle down. Because nobody's going to purchase so much inventory that it's going to justify these prices. No, you might have a couple people who do it, but then it's going to sit and then it's going to come down, and then a couple people might buy it, and then they're out of the market. They got it. And down and down and down. Now, the reality is that that's never going to happen. The Pokemon Center would never allow that to happen. The Pokemon Company would never do that. Why? Because it would destroy the demand of their product. The reality is that Pokemon is a 80% collector, 20% player hobby, okay? Nobody is in this, like, on a grand scale going, oh, let me not pay attention to the values of these things. It sucks that it's become this way, but that's the reality of where it is. Everyone's looking at numbers. So if you remove the benefit of the numbers and just let the numbers be what they are, then it won't matter, right? And the cool thing is that scarcity then will take effect, because what will end up happening at the next point is that people will rip through it, or they will have a product up on TCG Player that they maybe held on to for years, because you still can have collectors that hold on to it. You could still have investors. They'd still be able to be a factor in this. They would have it, scarcity would take effect, and then they would say, I could sell it for 70, but I don't know, it's not worth selling for 70. I'll give it to you for 85, right? And the guy who wants the product is going to go, well, okay, 85, $15 more than market because I can have it right now. And they'll purchase it. And then the price will go up naturally. But it won't show up on the store shelves anymore. And there won't be a MSRP. There won't be rage. There won't be anger. We don't have people freaking out, you know, raiding shops when a base set booster pack that normally goes for $400 goes for $350, right? But you absolutely have people freaking out if a Surging Sparks booster bundle goes for $35 versus $40, because they can make a profit off of it. That's the reality of it, guys. That's my opinion. Take it to the bank. Tell me I'm bad. Tell me what you think. But I hope you enjoyed this. I know this is a little bit different than our normal Your Week in Pokemon, but it's something that's just been on my mind. And I really want people to just come to terms that market value is market value, right? And there's a reason why it's called market value. These products at MSRP are underpriced. That's the reality. They're underpriced. That's not what the price should be. They're under to where demand is. Now, is that artificially made by Pokemon by underprinting? Maybe. Is that artificially made by people who are in this hobby saying, I can make money off of it? Maybe. Is it artificially made by a bunch of people who say, hey, that card is great for the meta, so therefore I'm going to sell it for a higher amount because I want to have advantage in my deck versus your deck? Maybe. It's all true. Every aspect of the whole thing is true, and we're all part of the problem. But that's my main point. Get MSRP out of your mind and go, is Shrouded Fable worth $50 to me? Or will I pay the extra $70 to get Prismatic, right? And if it's not worth it, if the $120 for Prismatic's not worth it, then buy the Shrouded Fable for $50. It's still a great set. That's it, guys. I just wanted to talk about this. Thank you so much for watching. If you stayed through the whole video, you're a real one. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting Tiger's TCG Den. Thank you for coming by. Leave a like, leave a comment. Tell me I suck. Tell me I'm great. I don't care. I'm out. Bye.